In this episode, you'll learn the best three structures that help create a stress free worldview, inviting a truly peaceful and strong life. Welcome to Energy Alignment for Entrepreneurs, the podcast helping online service based entrepreneurs reduce stress, balance emotions, and grow a profitable business in less time. I'm your host, Justin Igliskis. Let's go. In today's episode, you'll discover how to overcome any emotional limitation, the secret to inviting limitless fuel and energy into your life, and why you cannot ever stay in one place or want life to be a certain way. So, emotional limitation in its root, I think, really will start with the nature of desire and wanting life to be a certain way, right? When we look at this through a emotional angle, we are considering the aspect of triggers, right? Your past trapped emotions being triggered and forming a reaction. But can we, instead of reacting, can we notice how that mechanism works? That someone says something and then our memory triggers a response. And if that goes unseen, we act out a program, something very predictable. So, to overcome any emotional limitation, we have to get aware of our triggers for that emotion and not so much create a PhD thesis on triggers of emotions and how this all works, but to actually be honest with yourself the next moment that someone triggers you. I might do it in this video. So, as we're listening, as I'm speaking, you're listening, I may even trigger you, right? Does that make me bad? No. Does that make you bad? No. The gift is in the pain. You'll get a trigger. You'll be like, oh, I don't like when he says that. Look at how that got created. And it happens in light speed. I'll be honest with you. It happens fast. But as you're listening, you'll start to notice, wait, am I? And in this context, when I say am I, I'm putting myself in your shoes. Am I thinking? What am I thinking of as he's speaking? How did I start going down that loop? Right? And then you get real aware of the nature of your themes, your spirals, your patterns, and it all begins to get clear. And you can make sense of when you have a roadblock in your heart, when your energy's bundled and you're acting out in a reactive manner. So, the secret to inviting limitless fuel and energy into your life, first, you overcome these emotional limitations. And to be honest with you, they're not something you overcome. There's something that you let be seen. But in terms of wordplay, I cannot do all the marketing, all the message on the highest level of wordplay. It wouldn't be sensible. And when I say highest level, I'm not saying I'm above you. I just don't know how many people have gone as deep into this work as, like, for me, there's just nothing else that I really care about. But the funny part about that is this work is the root of your entire life, because energy alignment, it accounts for your every moment to moment living, even your sleeping hours, right? And I'll drop this in here, but if you look at it, your dreams are so often just a extension of your waking hours. Like your dreams, if there are trapped emotions, younger Justin, I would always have dreams of running from something in the jungle. Like I never knew what I was running from. I just know that I would wake up before I got caught and I'd be running in the jungle. Like just so scared, running from something. And that naturally you can see I was running from things in my real life too. It's just the awareness hadn't been, the seeds weren't there, or they weren't nurtured to the point where things were making sense. So I was very much always thinking, self conscious, self obsessed, shy, fearful. My mind was so occupied with all of these emotional limitations. But as you do this work, then This is the secret to inviting the limitless fuel and energy. Because if you think about like a irrigation system, or even the way that water evaporates into the sky and then condensates through the clouds and then precipitates once more via rain or snow, what we're looking at is the nature of cycles. And the secret to inviting that limitless fuel is understanding how things spiral and how things cycle. Because as you stop wasting your energy thinking, really don't believe me, question everything I say. Like the moment you believe me, you can't learn. And if you don't believe me, then you can learn through noticing your own wisdom as you listen to this video because you'll be able to notice, oh, yeah, is that myself thinking? And now I'm just thinking and not listening to him. Or every once in a while, you get these arrows sent to you, like they'll zoom right into your mind. And it's like, yo, that's an insight. That's true. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to question it. It's obviously true. You can just feel it. You can just feel when things are true. And then you'll think and you'll think yourself out of the truth. But I digress there for another episode. So that's this cycle of, right? You stop wasting and then the energy comes into your life because you stop wasting it. Then rather than wasting the energy again, restarting that vicious negative feedback loop, it's not really negative, it's actually fine. But that's the big picture me saying. In the short term, it's going to be very painful and negative. But so, why you cannot ever stay in one place or want life to be a certain way? And if you've been listening, you'll notice that theme of like the moment that you want life to be a certain way, it's not going to be that way. And once you begin to learn that you don't control life, but you can learn about the nature of the laws that are unwritten, the unwritten laws of God, the unseen truths in this material realm, they they open up your heart and you start to learn like, hey, I actually cannot force anything. Like if there's one thing that's true here, it's that I have no idea what my life's going to be. I have no idea who I am. And all I know is that I can live in alignment and take care of my energy and keep my mind clear so that God can show me the step by step path as I walk it. Like God is meant to be that for you, like a firefly, like a lantern. You know, when you're carrying that lantern, you can't see like you have a jet light through the forest. You just have a lantern. That's the nature of this game. That's the nature of history. Like, you don't have to believe in the pyramids, the Egyptians, in Atlantis, in whatever it may be, to see that there's a story going on. There's a story. Like history, whose story is it? His story? What's that mean? Who is he? Right? And you really ask, who am I? And I'm not gonna go into this bowl like I'm so over, and I won't rant on this long, but like the modern spirituality of, yeah, like just practice this method, do this meditation. And once you do this tactic for long enough, it's like, no, you have to burn out. You have to burn out the logical mind. And you get to a point where, when I say burn out the logical mind, you still employ knowledge, but knowledge is the servant and it switches, right? Because 99% of our world, logic is the master. But if you can flip it around and create the space for intelligence and wisdom and truth to guide you, then you'll still be knowledgeable, right? I say some knowledgeable things every once in a while, but everything that I'm saying starts from the other end, the wisdom, the intelligence. And then that employs knowledge when it needs to be used, right? To even speak the English language, I'm using memory. But all this being said, it's like, you don't get what you want, you get what you need. And if you desire something, you won't get your desires. And if you're really, really desiring something, you're probably going to get almost the opposite of what you want. And if you think that you can logically plan the next 20 years of your life, you're going to get something so surprising and unpredictable and unfortunate that you could never expect it. But if you'll just live day by day, when I say this, I do not mean like a bum. I mean day by day, intelligently, connected, rigorously breaking down your lifestyle, your habits, your thoughts, the way you treat people, the way you think, how you speak, etc. The words you use, the food you put in your body, the impact the food has on your physiology. If you truly are honest about all of that, then wisdom will awaken in you. It will. But in the moment that you want it to, it's going to say, you're not ready. You're not ready. So, yeah, I know what to say. There's no step by step. Recap: how to overcome any emotional limitation. Lifestyle, simplicity, feel it, feel that thing. Send it gentleness, send it love, send it kindness. Sit with it and give it space to move. If it needs to move, I accept that you're there. I accept that I feel this thing. Solitude, the secret to inviting limitless fuel and energy into your life. Noticing, noticing your thoughts, having structure that invites space, and not living an artificial life. So less phone, less music with words, less processed food, less entertainment. I know, just do one at a time if you're real addicted to that stuff. But hey, I'm just giving you the reality of, if you really need to transcend this thinking mind, you need less stimulation, less information. You can still do, you can still work, you can still talk. But when it comes to the voluntary stimulation, that's got to be ended. It's got to be cut out. And you can't try to do this either. It has to be something that is like, you just, right? You may want not to stimulate yourself, but you may keep doing it. You're probably in this place where you're just going to have to, that pain dial, you're turning up the pain dial voluntarily until you can't take it anymore. And then you surrender, you really ask, like, I don't know what to do here, but I know this has to change. Like, can you show me just the next step or the lowest hanging fruit to invite this seed of change? Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. Now, where were we? Why you cannot ever stay in one place or want life to be a certain way. Stagnation and comfort dissolve intelligence. Although intelligence cannot be killed. No matter how lost, how dull, how stagnant another seems, the intelligence will always be there. And that's the compassion. That's where the compassion comes in. Now, it's not what you do, but how you do it. That being said, what you do will come into the fold. Because let's say, we'll be extreme. McDonald's, 3 meals a day, no exercise, lots of alcohol, lots of marijuana, cigarettes, rudeness, porn, constant entertainment, no meaning. If that's your life, it is what you do. But you'll get to a point where you've riddled out a lot of the low vibrational addictions and habits. And then it turns into how you live. Not what you say, but how you say it. Now, thank you guys. Big hug, big smile. Like, thank you for listening. Just the work that we can cultivate together as a team, as one, I know that fruit is going to span. It's so vast. It's inevitable. New episodes are out every Monday and Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to learn more, click the link in the description below. First, you'll get your premium 5-minute journaling prompts exercise. Second, my new 11-page doc, how to reduce stress and anxiety. Third, 2 to 4 new weekly emails. So grab the gifts below. Speak soon.